Thanks for logging on to myfoxhurricane.com. 9 days left in the hurricane season. Look at the names we've gone through so far this year. Question is, are we going to use any more names this year? Probably not, but there's one area that might, just might, claim one of the names, but we'll kind of watch it as we go through the next couple of days. Now, earlier this week, we were watching this area across the Caribbean, and it had some convection with it. I was talking about there was dry air across the Caribbean. There's some wind shear to the north of it, and that dry air was going to be an issue for this system. Now look at this system. There is hardly anything left. That's what the dry air has done with this. Hurricane Center still putting that 10% chance. At this point, nothing is going to happen with this. This will likely be off the map by sometime later on today, if not today, tomorrow. Now, the other area that we're watching is further out into the Atlantic. We've got this frontal boundary out here. Area low pressure forecasted to develop later on today out in the middle of the Atlantic. Now, at this point, it would be a non-tropical low. None of those characteristics exhibiting a tropical system. It's just along a frontal boundary. But this time of the year, you get it through the early parts of the season, later parts of the season. Those are the types of things that we watch, where you get these non-tropical lows along these frontal boundaries, and they hang out for several days, and eventually they start to acquire some of those tropical characteristics. So that is what we'll be watching with this area as we go through the next several days. Computer models indicating something might try and develop and kind of drift down to the south and the southeast and eventually start to turn more towards the north. You notice, though, where it is. It's out in the middle of nowhere. So even if something were to develop with this, it's not going to cause any issues. So it's quiet across the Caribbean. You're watching this frontal boundary, and there you start to see that little sign of maybe something trying to kind of spin up there. Really debatable on exactly what will happen with that. Basically, the bottom line is we'll just kind of watch it over the next several days to see if anything actually happens with it. And other than that, we're going to keep you updated right here on myfoxhurricane.com.